Woo! Hello and welcome. Welcome. Hello, everyone watching now or potentially in the future. Welcome along to my live stream. Hey, guys. The Liam, is it? Hey, Carell, g'day. Sienna, hi. Peter, hello. And Vance, happy birthday too. Not me specifically, but my channel. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Charlie, g'day. Laughing track. Hey. Cheryl, hi. Phil, g'day. Carell, thank you for the birthday wishes to the channel. Fallon, yo, from Florida. Cheryl Roberts, happy birthday. Thank you. This YouTube channel is 5 years old. Nicholas, g'day. Sherry, thank you. Yep, Thursday, the 13th of March, where I'm at, and a fifth birthday to my YouTube channel, which is pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. SE, CE, or CE, happy birthday to Orion's channel, and cheers to you, Orion. Thank you. Autistic Jenny, congrats. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Julie, hello, and thank you. Whitney, hey, what's happening? And welcome to my 5th birthday party. Don't look a day over 90. Fallon, it's a great milestone. Yes, thank you. 5 years. 5 years, believe it or not. And it's embarrassing, frankly. 5 years ago, when I first started to make content, God help me. God help me. Very embarrassing. Anyway, I just kept doing it, and here we are. Look what we've done. Look what we've done. Andromeda from Texas. Yo, Cheryl. Woohoo. You helped me learn about autism, and turns out that I got my official diagnosis. Oh, Cheryl, that's congratulations. And thank you, Whitney, for the happy birthday. Thanks, Sienna. Appreciate that. Whitney, so happy to be a part of the community you helped create. I'm grateful to you guys for creating the community. One part of my brain wants to say, what do you mean, Whitney? I helped create. I am the community. I am. Other part of my brain wants to go, without you guys subscribing and being a part of this, there would be no community. Without you watching my videos, there would be no community. So it seems like a better way of looking at it. And thank you for being such a great part of my community, Whitney, from the start, and for helping me out. I appreciate it. And Shirley, thanks for hanging in there, Orion. You know what, Shirley? You are 1,000% correct, by the way. I can say right now, as a genuine, honest, personal insight, probably in the first 3 years, every single day I thought, what a waste of my time. What a waste of my time. I'm working my ass off for these videos. No one's, when I say no one's watching, I mean, no one as in enough people that would even get me subscribers and likes and stuff. Clearly, I was building a community and they were really important, but you want to grow and it just wasn't happening. I thought, okay, well, that's that. But I just kept on plodding along bit by bit by bit by bit and started to add things. That's the strangest thing, right? When I started to get really emotional and ranty, I started to do videos without any scripts. And then I thought, oh, these are kind of like unscripted, unedited videos. Maybe I should just call it that. And next thing you know, unmasked, unedited, unscripted videos, and start to interview people and do all these different things. And it's amazing how it just explodes. Rome, thank you for the birthday wishes. Autistic Jenny, are you going to show your first video here? I need to go watch it. Get stuffed, Jenny. Get stuffed. No. Get stuffed. It's horrible. I hate it. In fact, are you going to show your first 500 videos? Get stuffed. They're horrible. If there's one thing I can say to anyone who ever thinks about creating art or content, if you think that, you can just if I can just get it right, I can launch, what a load of shit. You are going to have to create so much content before you get even close to knowing what is right for you, what is good for you, and creating stuff that is actually good. Trust me. And the only way to get there is to actually just keep making it. Like they say, you write a hit the same way you write a flop. All right. Cheryl, grateful for you to be here, and thank you for being grateful. Uncle Bounce, thank you. Wow, 5th birthday, congratulations. Thank you. I appreciate it. Your golden eagle, is it tomorrow or yesterday? Where are you at? It's tomorrow for me. It's Thursday, the 13th of March, 10 a.m. exactly. Helen, happy birthday to Orion's YouTube channel. I'm watching for an hour as it's midnight in the UK. Oh my God. Well, thank you for being here. Mr. Penfold, thank you. Congrats on a great channel. I appreciate it. Craig, many happy returns, Orion, from a grateful late diagnosed teacher in the UK. Thanks, Craig. That means a lot, man. I really appreciate it. Brendan. Thank you. Well done. We do give a shit from one autistic person to another, but self-care is really important. I appreciate that. Thank you. Now, is this Laurie? Happy birthday. Love your channel. Thank you. Sienna, me saying get stuffed reminds you of when you say get squeaked. Okay. Laura Havoc. Hey, Orion and folks. Happy 5th. Thank you. Z Shrink. Happy birthday, channel. Thank you, Z Shrink. Appreciate that. CEFK. I've watched almost all of them, my videos, I think, and I don't think the old ones are bad. Neither. Not perfect, but definitely watchable and enjoyable. Okay. Take that as a compliment. Interdivergent. Hey, happy 5th. Thank you. Aruzo, happy birthday to the channel. Someone who recently found it and helped me figure out a lot. Thank you a lot for all the videos, Orion. Thank you. Yeah, Bungle Bounce, analytics, refresh. That's right. Living Alaska, what's up? Hey, celebrating a 5th YouTube birthday. I'm about to go to bed, but needed to congratulate first. Well, thank you, Katson. That's about all I can read. The Sim Architect, congratulations. I appreciate it. 4ST 3R High. Living Alaska. Happy day. Thanks for what you do to all the stars of Orion. Thank you, Living Alaska. I appreciate that. 11 o'clock for you, Bungle Bounce, is it? Okay. 11 p.m. DJ Jenk, the guy that made me realize at 25 that I'm autistic. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing that. Thank you for being here. 4ST3R, probably a stupid question, but are you familiar with Chloe Hayden? Absolutely. I mean, I've spoken to her a few times. The Australian autistic content creator who is a star of an Aussie show made for Netflix worldwide. Is it called Heartbreak High? The only reason why I say that is because The history to that show is that was a show. That was a show a couple of decades ago, a very popular show, and it came from a movie. Um, and then what was the movie? Was it The Heartbreak Kid? There was a movie, an Australian movie, I think, called The Heartbreak Kid, and then it spawned a TV show called Heartbreak High, and then now it's kind of been rebooted. Anyway, Samantha, I've only recently found you. Happy birthday from Late Diagnosed in the UK. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate that. NP, congrats on your 5th YouTube birthday. Thank you. Interdivergent. Are we streaming until you get 200,000 subs? That'd be amazing, but that's not going to happen. I can't see that happening. Number one, I don't have 3 years to stream. And number two, I currently have 1,000. Let's start again. I currently have 190,659. So I can't see us getting to 200,000 subscribers in one live stream. But I'm grateful for every single one of the 190,000 subscribers. So thank you, guys. Current projection, if you go by, like analytics. Let's see if we can beat this. Current projection. Orion Kelly, that autistic guy, should reach 200,000 subscribers by May 21, 2025. You know what's fascinating about that? That's Hugo's birthday. That's my little dude's birthday. So the algorithm projections say I should reach 200K by May, and you're saying I should reach 200K by lunch. Someone's wrong. Someone's wrong. Anyway, all right. Bungle Bounce, what's time down under? 10:05 a.m. Neurodivergent is here. You look older than 5. You look older than 90. Sonic Fam, happy birthday to your channel. Don't laugh at that, Whitney, at her stuff, by the way. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage your autistic Jenny either. Older than 5. It's my channel. My channel's 5, not me. Not only do you look older than 90, neurodivergent, if that's even your real name. This is the same thing I say every YouTube. It's just a joke. We're friends. Let me tell you this, neurodivergent, if that's even your real name. Your content looks older than the technology that was released in the 50s. Yeah? All right, Faith, hello. Midnight in Berlin. Oh, geez, Katzen. Windalf, hello. Moom, hi, happy birthday to all your hard work and kindness. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Board Lord, congrats for the 5th year of YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. Living in Alaska, having just been diagnosed in January, I'm amazed what it's like when you find your tribe. Can't believe it took 42 years to figure it out. Well, I can completely relate to that. And isn't it ridiculous, by the way, about this chat room right now? Your tribe, just happily talking to each other. Are you doing that, by the way? You can say hello to people. You're absolutely allowed to. So, yeah. The last live stream we did, it seems like a lot more people watched. Now, and it was at the same time. Do you think it's because it's titled about a birthday and I should title it something? Should I retitle it something like you are not going to believe what I'm about to say? Because all people just don't like me anymore. I think it's gone down since Jen was here. Neurodivergent, that is. Anyway, Cheryl, yeah, I was 61 when I got my diagnosis. This was one of the channels that helped me find the true me, and I love being autistic. Well, Cheryl, again, that means a lot. I mean, late diagnosed autistic adults, here we are, my friends. This is your tribe. Bungle Bounce, good night. Thank you for being here. Groovy Lisa, hello. Shit, I lost my spot. Sorry, guys. This is the last time I'm going to try and catch up. Neela, hey, happy 5 years, Orion. Amazing. You should be proud of yourself and all those you've helped. And Neela and I working on finding a time to record a chat about her life for my channel. And Neela, I believe the newest, what is it? What's the saying? The newest wrench in the works, is that it? Or the newest issue is we just started to nail it down to about a 3-hour window, and it looked really good. And then tell me this is not true. Tell me you guys didn't just change your time zones. Tell me, America, you didn't just do this on me. Tell me, America, tell me you did not just change your time zones. I swear to God, I finally got down to a 3-hour window that could possibly work for me and Neela, and you've gone and changed your goddamn time zones, haven't you, America, if that's what you call yourself? God damn it, Neela. We've got to, like, seriously. I am well, Groovy Lisa, thank you. Z Shrink, Zach, you well, I know you're supposed to subscribe because I know you've subscribed because you're commenting. And I control my world. Yeah, hey, Orion, just happened to find your channel recently. You do good work. Thank you. Well, I'm so grateful you found my channel. Thank you for being here. Rachel, I enjoy your channel. Anne Hegarty is a professional quizzer who you connected with. That's cool. Happy anniversary, Orion. Thank you. Kisa. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I know it's not your vibe, and I appreciate it. By the way, guys, if you're wondering why I'm stopping at Kisa is it? I'm just going to say Kisa Lou, but I don't know how to say it. Kisa, correct me if I'm wrong, Kisa, but you've been a guest on my channel. I talked to you as an interview on my channel. What did we talk about again? I forget. It was probably something to do with autism. But and like, you know, it's not fair. We live in Hawaii. I love Hawaii. It's not fair. Anyway, hey Kisa, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Hugo's birthday sounds like a great goal for 200K subscribers in a Divergent. I agree. Cyberfish, thank you. I appreciate that. Katzen, your cat is intensely telling you to send greetings to Roger, my cat. Okay, well, Roger, is he around? He's not around, but I will pass that on. Thank you. You and your channel are a huge contributing factor in my self-identification process. My life is 180 degrees different. Thank you. Appreciate that. Beeb wants to know, why are we always fighting? You mean me and Jen from Eurodivergent? Why are we always fighting? Because we're the best of friends. And thank you. Thank you for saying those kind words, being a voice and advocate. I appreciate that. Wolfmania, happy birthday, fellow autistic man. Thank you. It looks... oh, it's gone. Okay. Oh, Kisa, you have responded. Sorry, I've just lost everyone. Kisa, you said we did parenting. Audio HD. Okay, let's see. Let's see if you're right. Just stand by, everyone. I feel so ugly in these glasses. Okay, here we go. Let's get this right. High masking autistic adults. Signs and challenges. Hang on. Yeah, high masking autistic adults, signs and challenges. Kisa, that's what we talked about. I just saw old cranky man. It could only be Jen. It is. It was. Okay. It could only be Jen. Of course it was Jen. I'm trying to catch up. Here's the problem. You bastards won't slow down. I'm doing my best here to catch up. I'm swearing at myself. Whitney, you need glasses, but you've been avoiding it. Okay. So that's your way of saying, yes, you're right, Orion. You look ugly in these glasses. And that's what you're saying, isn't it? I know that's what you're saying. And that's why you're saying you have been avoiding it because you think they're bloody ugly and you don't like them on me and you don't want to get them yourself. Well, here's what I say to you, Whitney. Get your goddamn glasses, mate. Get your goddamn glasses, Whitney. If you need them, you need them. Why do I need mine? Not for driving, not for long distance. Shit, I almost knocked my coffee over again. I get it. I was in the same place. I need them just for screen work and like reading. So we're talking about, editing, doing stuff. Oh my God. This is Democracy Manifest. Anyway, I get it, Whitney. You don't like them. That's fine. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Hey, whatever floats your boat. I think that would look silly on me. This is what I'm saying. And again, what you're actually saying, Whitney, is these look silly on me. That's what you're actually saying. I look very studious. Studious is code for ugly. If someone's attractive in something, well, you look hot in those. How do you think? Let me tell you. How do I look in these? Studious? You just called me ugly. I'm not going to play the sound, but this is Kisa. Kisa's video. There you go. Kisa. And it's high masking autistic adults, signs and challenges. Okay, where were we? Arthur, thank you. Katzen, no glass shaming here, dudes. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Paul, you had to wait 50 years to have glasses, to need glasses. Exactly. I think everyone has to have them at some point, especially someone like me. I mean, I'm 73 this year, right? This is my job. This is my chance to just get. Oh my God! This is the comments. I can't believe he's 73. I can't believe he's 73. Wow, what's the deal? Did you know? Did you really? What did he say? Did he just say he's? Oh my God! It's like it's a joke. You aren't 73? Is that a joke, Phil? You need to put your manners back in, mate. You need to put your manners back in. I am in no way 73. Do I look 73? I'm in no way 73. Okay? I'm 81. Yeah, that's right, Barry. It's like the US Australian dollar conversion. Right? So, if I'm actually, that's bad, mate. That's bad, Barry. That's a bad thing. So, okay, so if I'm 73 in Australian years, I'm like 130 in American years. So that doesn't make any sense. It needs to be the reverse. So if I'm 73, if I'm saying I'm 73 in American, I'm basically in my 30s in Australia. The other way around doesn't work. Yeah. Malachi's Corner. Yep, I can see that comment you just wrote there. It's moving, given there's almost very little people in watching, the chat room is moving very fast. And I genuinely apologize because I do want to say hello to people, but it's actually constantly moving. So do me a favor. If you want something answered or you're wanting a question answered by the community, just put it again in there again. Keysart, you're saying this isn't usually your jam because, you don't like peopling, but this is cracking you up. Well, I'm glad to hear that. You're surprised that this would crack you up? How are you surprised by that? I thought you know that this is how it goes with me. Anyway, thank you for being here. Cheryl, can anyone tell me if a 20 ounce, what's 20 ounce? Red Bull a day for me, I need to help me get work. Anyone have any thoughts? Okay. Maybe I read that badly. Let me try and just work it out. So you're basically saying you'd like other people to tell you if they think drinking 20 ounces of Red Bull a day is bad for you because you need it to work. I don't think anyone has the right to tell you yes or no, because it's your body, it's your decision. Let's see. Now, I'm just so we're clear, everyone. Cyberfish, you're the second most recent comment, and it says, "Oh wow, he's way back there." The comment I'm talking about is just a few comments up, and I'm on live chat. Are you guys at the top of your chat? There's words in a drop down menu. Are you guys on top chat or live chat? There's top chat and there's live chat. I'm on live chat. So I should be getting them in real time. Yeah, so you can see Rochelle, Faith, they're all on live chat. Malachi's Corner live. I'm on live chat. Whitney, they're all coming through. So here's the thing, right? Like, I'm happy to talk about it from a philosophical point of view, like in a health point of view. Kisa, it's live. Yeah. You're on live chat. I'm on live chat. I mean, I know this is live, Kisa, because it's a goddamn live stream, mate. I don't know what year it is in Hawaii, but I'm telling you. Here we go. So Cheryl, okay. First thing, if you're going to have Red Bull because you feel like it helps you, for God's sakes, I hope you have the zero sugar Red Bull. For God's sakes, please buy the Red Bull at zero sugar. No sugar. Here, no sugar. And then people are going to go, it's artificial. See, this is the difference. This comes down to calories and your ability to burn them off and what you're getting it for. You're using it for caffeine, right? You're using it for the caffeine. So do you need to buy a giant Red Bull to get that much caffeine? No, you just need to go to a bloody cafe or a coffee shop and just get like a black coffee, a crap load of black coffee. But anyway, I dig it. I dig it. I'm up for it. Here's an example. I will often overeat or overindulge in anything because of whether it's impulse control, but also emotional eating, that kind of thing. So I've tried to devise a way where I can trick my system. So for example, I might drink a can of Coke Zero. So a can of Coke that has the caffeine in it, tastes like Coke. I know it tastes a bit different, but has not after you've drunk it for a while, and has zero sugar. Okay. Oh, but Orion, it's got all those things. Blah blah blah. Okay, we're talking less than 2 calories. So I'm hungry, or I want to emotionally eat, or I sip on a can of Coke. It's like eating something. It's got less than 2 calories. I get caffeine. It tastes good. So if you can get a Red Bull, it's got caffeine in it, the things you like to taste, and it's got bugger all sugar, and the calories are low. There's a lot of things that it's doing there. People go, "Oh, it's so bad for you." Hang on. So it tastes good. It's going to stop you from drinking or eating other things. It's got bugger all calories, so it's gonna provide you with what you need without actually just providing you with more issues. And from the point of view, it's what does it stop me from having instead? So, and people go, by the way, they go, "Oh yeah, the sugar-free ones, they have these like the things they cause cancer." Let's be clear. Scientific evidence will show you the chemical you're talking about is a higher concentration in the standard things you eat every day. You've got a better chance of potatoes giving you cancer from that same chemical than getting it from drinking a Coke Zero. So, seriously, give us a spell. I mean, it's like people are like, don't eat white bread, eat wholemeal bread. What? So you can live an extra week? You're going to be on your deathbed, right? And you're going to go, geez, I'm glad I ate wholemeal bread all my life. Didn't taste as good as white bread, but I'm glad I did. It's like, I made it an extra week. I mean, seriously. So, and with regards to you need it to work. That's a whole nother question. Why do you think you need a Red Bull to work? That's the question I would ask. Um, because you don't, because caffeine is, it's a legal drug, and it helps people, but does it even do anything? And do you know, like, is it a placebo effect? In having this, I know I'll now be right. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, so for example, F1 drivers that are sponsored by Red Bull aren't faster because they're sponsored by Red Bull. But they're faster because they have a faster car or they're better drivers. So yeah, there's a lot of philosophical questions to answer yourself. You actually don't need that drink to get through. And yeah, I think I think it's one of those things where, like, so neurodivergent, what did you say? A lot of people with ADHD have a higher tolerance or need for caffeine. I would suggest switching to black coffee if possible, though. I mean, I definitely feel that. With regards to coffee. Double shot, triple shot, before I would even feel anything. So Cheryl, that might be a thing. Maybe you feel like you're drinking a Red Bull, it's much bigger, or maybe it's not bigger, but if really what you're needing is this kind of caffeine kick or this energy kick, I would say there are better ways of getting that than drinking all that drink or whatever. I'm not saying that isn't. That's like, could you go to a cafe or something, or a drive-through, whatever they have in America or wherever you are, and get, like, a triple shot black coffee? What do you guys call it? We would, it could be it's like a dark coffee. I think we would call it something more like a short black or a long black. You might call it Americano. I don't know, but yeah. Caffeine enema. Oh, that seemed to work really well. In that, did you see that? You remember you watching that Netflix show on the Australian lady, the Belle Gibson lady, and weren't there friends that went to, like, retreats and stuff, and that seemed to help them. That seemed to definitely help them. Certainly as they were lying on their deathbed. Yeah. Whatever works for everyone, yeah. Americano, Cheryl, yeah, that could be it, man. I mean, again, everything is in moderation, right? Kisa, what are you saying? I actually can't do caffeine like everyone else. I get one fun espresso and drink it over the course of a week. I put it in the fridge. Okay, so for starters, what do you mean fun? What's a fun espresso? What year is it in Hawaii? I love Hawaii. You get a fun espresso. What does fun espresso mean? That must not be the right one. Anyway, and you drink it over the course of a week. Maybe it has sprinkles on it, Cyberfish. Bloody great. Great answer. Great answer. Danny, hi Danny, sending them, and then they didn't send, as I was saying. Thank you for helping me, Orion, seriously, and happy anniversary for your channel. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. And actually, Danny, I think, what are we talking about here? I think next week you'll see some. I'm just going to assume, Danny. I'm just assuming this is PMDD, Danny. I'm sorry if it isn't. There's some shorts next week from my podcast version of that, which will be up, and you'll. That'll help. And that reminds me, if it is the right Danny, I'm sorry if it isn't. How did you go with the post and people emailing you to contribute? I hope that makes sense. Did people respond to you for your research and stuff? It is. I'm good. Okay, great. So, Keisa, did we get to the bottom of what the fun coffee means? What did you say it was? Yeah, like special. That doesn't make any. It's not special. Keisa, what's a fun espresso, mate? Yeah, like a latte. No. Try again. So I know I get espresso, but espresso could be like the Americano, long black, short black. It could be a cappuccino, a latte, right? There's lots of different ways. It's a fun, okay, a fun espresso to you, Kisa, is a cherry latte. Okay. This shop's in your dreams, isn't it? This isn't a real shop. This isn't a real drink. Okay. You drink it. So hang on. Latte, the word latte is Italian for something like warmed milk, right? And cafe is espresso. So if you go to Italy, you want to order a cafe latte. You don't want to go to Italy and go, can I get a latte? Like you would in America or Australia. They're going to give you a cup of warm milk. So what I'm trying to say is you get a latte with milk in it and you drink it over a week. Yeah. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Tell me you don't. Tell me you don't get a milk coffee and drink it over a week. God, help me. What's your guts made out of? Steel? What's happening? Woo! Cold press latte, Neela, you're saying. Okay. So you're saying when you go to the shops and you can get like off the counter, but it still has a use by date on it, right? When you open it. And anyway, okay, here we go. Kisa, ready for the details here. Let's go. Kisa, espresso mafia in. God damn it! I want to say this so badly. Macaweo, no, Macaweo, no. Is it Macaweo? Espresso Mafia. Great name, by the way. I got to check that out. A cherry cafe latte. Also, it's oat milk, and I put it in the fridge. Okay. Guess what? My milk of choice, almond milk. My milk of choice, almond milk. Bloody love it. Because I have an espresso machine at home, so I make proper lattes, and I steam like, barista almond milk. No, that was wrong. God damn it, Kisa. Can you write it phonetically then? Rochelle, almond milk is life. Yes. Okay, Danny, you did respond, didn't you? Danny, I got so many messages and emails that helped a lot. Basically created the form to see if traits were heightened or linked. It's been a big help. Lovely community. Really appreciate it. The results of the study. I will post the results of the study when I write everything up. Great. Thank you. Smoking in the woodshed. Maybe it's a coffee boiler maker. Okay. It's the first time I've said woodshed in a long time. Latte just means milk. Windorf, are you sure about that? Are you sure it doesn't mean warmed milk? As in latte, are you sure latte doesn't mean warmed milk? Does latte just mean milk in Italian, or does it mean warmed milk? Is there another word for just milk? But I'm not saying there is. I'm just asking. Because if I went into a cafe in Italy, they wouldn't give me a glass of cold milk. If I just said latte, it'd be warmed milk. But anyway, maybe they put it in the fridge in between. Team oat milk, says Whitney. Really? Oat milk? You know why I can't have oat milk in the house? Renee's gluten-free, celiac. So I can't have oat milk in the house, so we have almond milk. Cheryl, you were born in Oahu, Hawaii, in a small town named, here we go. Stand by, everyone. Iowa. Trying so hard here. Neela, you love almond and soy milk? Anything other than cow's milk? Actually, I don't like soy milk. Soy milk, you know what it freaks me out about it? When you put it in a coffee or whatever, it kind of gets lumpy and gritty, and no, much more of a almond milk guy. But I, nothing wrong with it. I've drunk soy milk before. Yeah, I love almond milk. Oat milk. I've tried oat milk, and oat milk is really tasty. I'm kind of bummed about oat milk not being able to have it, but yeah. Um, Tusk, thank you. Happy anniversary. Buy a coffee. You make the best content. It's in a format that I love to share. Your kids are really the stars. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tusk. That's very, very kind of you. Very nice. Thank you. Um, the almond milk I have for my coffee is like a barista style almond milk. So it's really good at steaming and frothing and stretching, and it's bloody delicious. Kisa, you forgot the H. Okay, now we talk. Which one are we talking about? You're killing me here, mate. Like, I want to know how to say these right. So I thought oat milk was gluten free. I don't think so. I think, well, so oats contain gluten. So, for example, you'd have to get gluten-free oats, or in Australia, we'd call it gluten-free porridge. Neela, why? But thank you, incredibly. Thank you, very nice of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Macau, 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 Macau. Arthur, oat milk is naturally gluten-free. However, oats are often processed in facilities that handle wheat, barley, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Whitney, oats are naturally gluten-free, but they can become cross-contaminated. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Kisa, yes, thanks, Arthur. That's what I thought. Okay, calm down, guys. Pipe down. Here's the thing, right? In America, let's say we went on a holiday. Start that again. We've gone on holidays, right? Renee, me, the family to America, but Hawaii, not mainland America. And what is on the shelf that's gluten-free is not in Australia. So she could buy a box of cereal, let's say Cheerios or whatever, and they're gluten-free. It says it right there on the box, right? But if you look at the back, it's not gluten-free. So in America, gluten-free is based on a certain amount of parts per million. And I think I'm pretty sure that the part, I don't know if it's 10 parts per million, 20 parts per million, but it's in other words, to be gluten-free in America, the product can contain gluten. You heard me right. To be gluten-free in America, the product can contain gluten. It's about the parts per million. In other words, celiacs, so people who actually have a diagnosed condition, autoimmune disease, whatever you want to call it, of celiacs, of wheat, gluten, all that kind of stuff, are actually digesting gluten when they get gluten-free products in America. That's obviously that's bullshit. that's false advertising. But no, it's not, because it's the law. So in the law in America and North America, they allow a certain parts per million. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20, I don't know. Either way, it's got gluten in it, right? In Australia, to say your product is gluten-free, to put that on the branding, to advertise it, it must have nil detected. Nil detected. So it must be tested, and there are 0 parts per million. So in Australia, gluten-free food is nil. It says it. When you turn the back on the box, it'll say gluten, nil detected. None. 0. Zilch. No parts per million. Okay? You go to America, you buy some beer or alcohol or cereal or lollies. Renee's like, wow, all this stuff I can eat. You turn the box over, gluten. Yeah, it's got about 20 parts per million. So it's got gluten in it. Now, for someone who has the celiacs, not just an intolerance, can get sick. And for someone who has spent their life buying products that are gluten-free, so has not been contaminated for a long time, that's not contamination. Like that's not a cross contamination. That's not like didn't just touch a toaster. That's an actual dose of gluten, and that can f you up. Like you want to be on holidays, vomiting and crapping out your backside and feeling horrible for days. That's how you want to spend your holidays because they've decided gluten free is it can contain gluten. Anyway, sorry about that rant, but that's just the truth. And it's quite frustrating. It's quite frustrating. Anyway, Neela, thank you for being here. It's great to see you. Have a great night. Let me know about the time difference, okay? But yeah. So exactly, Danny. Allergies can be fatal. A good example would be Renee. So my wife, she's celiac, and at a like a work thing, they had prepared like a platter of gluten-free sandwiches, right? They said that this is your platter of gluten-free sandwiches. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You sure they're gluten-free? Absolutely. It was done by the kitchen right here. This is your plate of gluten-free sandwiches. Okay. She has some sandwiches. And then within like minutes, so not hours, not the next day, within minutes at work, she's stuck in the toilet. She can't get off the toilet. Okay. It's coming out of both ends. Cut to her being in ED or ER, whatever you call it, the emergency room department, being horrifically sick. I mean, she's lost all the fluids. And then it gets so sick, it starts to affect her heart. And then they're like, oh, no, this is not good. Like she could die. She could die from having a couple of small sandwiches. What happened? Guess what? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, my apologies. They weren't gluten-free. Sorry about that. I hope it doesn't ruin her day. I hope she hasn't got some sort of like bellyache or something. Hope she hasn't got farts and burps. I'm so sorry. You're so sorry. Actually, she's in ED, trying not to die. You morons. So that's actually how dangerous it can be. So you rock up to another country, you buy a box of cereal off the shelf says gluten-free. You don't turn it over and see 20 parts per million or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually how dangerous it can be. So yeah. It's shocking. So yeah, everyone's got their own experiences too, which is awesome about it. And that's right, Danny. I mean, one of the core issues is how it's made, right? You guys have mentioned, you've all talked about cross contamination, and it's 0 parts per million in Sweden too. Well, that's good. Well done. Yeah, so that's right, Danny. I mean, most gluten-free products, say nil detected, but they're not, as a rule, made in standalone factories. I mean, how can you get a company to create 2 products and have 2 factories? They're not going to say, well, I'm not going to create 2 products then, right? So they do their best, but there's always some sort of contamination. And cross-contamination isn't as dangerous as an actual dose, right? But it's still enough to ruin your day. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of stupid, frankly. This mentality that you can knowingly have a certain amount parts per million of gluten in a product and then say it's gluten free when it's just bloody not. So yeah, it's an interesting question, Danny, about localized companies. I mean, it's an interesting question. It'd be yes and no. I mean, yeah, your big brands, like your big bread companies and cereal companies in Australia, I guess that would be, big companies like Kellogg's and stuff, Kellogg's and bread and all this. You would assume they're all locally based. And locally based means, factories in New Zealand and Australia. Um, but um, fully separate operations for gluten-free products, I would think would be unthinkable to them. Would be just unthinkable. Now, are there local companies who just make gluten-free products? Yes, 100%. Um, but you know, they're they're specialized products. If you just want to get a box in Australia, if you just want a box of cornflakes, a box of cornflakes or wheat bix, classic Aussie breakfasts that are gluten-free, you can get them. They exist. But I would be, I don't know, but I'd be, bang, I'd be surprised to hear if they were in an entirely different factory. It just wouldn't make any money. Um, but anyway, welcome back. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to that fifth birthday. Fifth birthday celebrations where we just rant about crap. Kayla, thank you. 5 years of this YouTube channel, and it's just as disgusting a thought to think about anything that was contributed to this channel 5 years ago. Not good. Not good. Danny, I agree with you. I'm glad you like it too. You actually like these lives. Feels like it's the inside of your head, just niche discussions that bounce off each other. I'm glad you said that because a lot of times I find like a failure in these live streams. I don't know what to say or when to say it. And I have periods where I just want to stop talking for a bit and read. And I feel like that's like dead air or something. But yeah. Andrea, happy birthday, dude. So glad you're here for us all. Thank you, Andrea, for being here. I appreciate it. I got some random comments. I got some random things to bring up with you too. Like seriously, if we need it, you wouldn't believe the stuff that like. What are we looking at here? Paul, you're celebrating your 18-year-old single malt whiskey. Okay, well thank you for being here. Restless Mule live streams are great. Thank you. Um, Cryptic Autistic, you're doing fine. One of the best YouTubers in my opinion. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm not sure about one of the best, but yeah. A197, thank you. It's embarrassing, guys. It's really embarrassing. God. More people will find out about it. And please share the channel and share the video. But basically, I'm Orion. Oh, shut up, mate. Well, in fact, I prefer to say I'm Orion and I'm autistic. But either way, we're all good. I'm not here to audition to be a male model or get on a show. I'm just here to be me. This is me, okay? I'm autistic. I'm a dad. I have a neurotypical wife. That means non-autistic. And I have an autistic son. And okay, I can't do it. I can't watch it. My voice sounds weird too. And there's music behind it. And all right. I've got a question. Let me turn this down, please. Thank you. Thank you, Kisa. Love the shirt, Whitney. Yep. I still got it. I've still got it. Danny, email updates. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Jackson, love your videos. Do you have any tips on how to keep a good friendship? I've watched basically all your videos, just thought I'd ask you directly. I do. I've actually got a friendship. Sorry, I've got a video that's called, write this down, Mastering Relationships for Autistic Adults. And I go through every possible relationship. So I go through relationships. They can be dating. They can be, actual relationships. They can be friendships. They can be relationships with family. So I go through all the different types, tips and tricks and all that. So yeah, check that out. All right. Creating with Amy, thank you. Let me ask you this question. This is a serious question, okay? I'm not joking. I'm being serious. I'm a YouTuber. I make YouTube videos. So I'm on there a lot. And in the last couple of days, I have seen, and I haven't asked for this, I've seen in the bloody YouTube feed or whatever you want to call it, a massive amount of videos about breast pumps. I mean, breastfeeding pumps, yeah? Okay. Now, the thumbnails don't look like any mum I've ever seen. Certainly not a mum who breastfeeds. And the thumbnails don't look like what they're actually trying to do is help you with how you should use breast pumps or breastfeeding tutorials. Yet, of course, that's what they're titled. Things like breastfeeding tips and breastfeeding and breast pump tips and tricks and tutorials. And what I've also noticed is at the start of them, they all say this video is not made for sexual gratification. It's made for educational purposes. What a load of shit. Number one, a tutorial requires talking with your mouth. A lot of these people aren't talking. They're just kind of like, in my opinion, kind of sexualizing their movements and their body, right? They're not saying, so here's the first product. Here's the first product. Check out this. Now, here's how it works. No. They're moving their body around. They're taking off or unbuttoning their shirt. They're, exposing something, and then they're using it in a weird way. Now, Kisa, you might be saying they're not coming into your feeds. What does it say about me? I don't know what that says about me, but I swear to God, I do not go on YouTube to see boobs or breasts. I just promise you. Okay, I don't. I don't know why they're coming up, but I just want to say this is not a joke to me. I want to report all these people. Why? The videos go for no more than 2 minutes, but they're not shorts. They're like proper, what do you call it? Horizontal, and almost every one of them have in brackets. Doesn't matter and there's not one creator. There's multiple. Have 4K. So their title is 4K in brackets, and then, breastfeeding tips and tricks or whatever. So what they're trying to say is, hey guys, not only can you see my breasts, but you can see them in 4K. But don't worry, it's not for sexual gratification. It's for educational purposes. I'm going to show you how to use a breast pump. No. What in the hell, man? It doesn't make any sense. So they're under 2 minutes. Almost none of them talk. There is no instructions. There is no tutorial. It's basically, quietly, whispering and sexually moving and undoing their top and exposing themselves and then utilizing a breast pump as a way of, which, by the way, are clear, which is a way of kind of like, this is the real reason. Oh, that's the real reason, is it? And I keep watching, says Cyberfish. They go for less than 2 minutes, and I definitely do not keep watching them constantly. I definitely watched one today that goes for like a minute and a half to actually hear and see what it was. Why is that? I'm a YouTuber. I create content. Seriously, guys, I can't use anything. I can't use music, shows. I can't say this. I can't say that. I can't do this. I can't do that. That would be used in legitimate reasons to actually help people. But you got these people doing what they're doing, basically doing OnlyFans for free under the guise of something that they have absolutely no idea about. And by the way, there's no babies in these videos. No babies, no signs of babies. The way they dress isn't, is like, anyway. It just doesn't, to me, I don't feel comfortable with it. It feels really icky. And in fact, coming from someone who had 2 kids and has been there when, with my wife and the struggles of breastfeeding. By the way, that's hard. There's struggles. And then you got the public versus the private doing it, and the judgment and stuff. This is the crap they're batting up. It's, like you tell me this is, that's a legitimate thumbnail, is it? Is that a legitimate thumbnail? You can see up there that's what I'm actually watching, a NASA thing. That's a legitimate thumbnail for a mum, is it? You reckon? Come on, give us a spell. So give me some ideas, guys. What can I do? This shouldn't be on YouTube. It shouldn't be on YouTube. So we can all report those. You go find them and report them. But what do you think I could do to take the piss out of this? I'm not joking. I'll take the piss out of it. So think of an equivalent for me. So you've got women using breastfeeding as a way to basically expose themselves without getting in trouble. And I don't know how they haven't. And here's the thing. They have a disclaimer the disclaimer actually says education not for sexual gratification, and then goes on to a minute and a half of literally just sexually exposing themselves. Like they're saying what they're not doing, but actually doing it. Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't. So the disclaimer shouldn't help them because it's actually not true. But if you can think of an equivalent, that would be fantastic. So what will be my equivalent? And I'm happy to do it. Katzen, this is not about me saying it shouldn't be on YouTube, and does it bother me? I think I think it's the freedom of creating content I'm all about. So that's not actually what it's about. What I'm saying is it's misleading and deceptive. That's what it is. Now, if YouTube are happy for content creators to create channels where, in effect, between 1 to 2 minutes, they just slowly expose their body, then that's cool. Go for it. More than happy. Then do it. My understanding was that's not something they're especially keen on. But hey, go and do it. What I don't understand is how you can get away with saying, hey, I'm not doing it like that, and I'm not doing it for that reason, yet I'm going to do it like that. And by the way, how do you think making a video like that only goes for 1 to 2 minutes and there's no talking, but you call it a tutorial with tips, how do you think that goes? We're talking big views, big money. So again, happy for it. No worries. But let's make sure it's legit, man. Like, let's be real. Let's be honest. It's just my understanding is that's because the amount of rules I've got to abide by, it's ridiculous. They can actually lie at the start of their video. They can say, "I'm not going to do this," and then actually do that. You can't provide a tutorial when you don't talk, mate. Anyway, and by the way, just last time I checked, the target audience doesn't seem to be the audience they're actually targeting. And last time I checked, the people that are probably watching it don't actually need tips on breastfeeding. Why is that? Because they don't have breasts. That'd be the main argument. But anyway, I just noticed it today and it just blew my mind. I just thought it was kind of strange. Yeah, that's right. It's just weird. I could put basically the equivalent is I put a disclaimer at the start of my video saying, you know, this video is designed for um, misleading and deceptive content and is not designed to validate or support autistic people because that's the same common sense approach. Anyway, Kisa, Tobias's question you said. Tobias, hi Ryan, I'm 31 years old, just been diagnosed with autism. Want to hear if you can make a video about self-isolating and getting out and making friends. Tobias, okay, self-isolating and getting out and making friends. Now, Kisa, could you write in the comments why you think that question is a good question and what, because I think you may have some answers for Tobias. And people think that's a good question. Can you guys, and Windorf, people who think that's a good question, could you potentially put in the comments why you think it's a good question and some thoughts, because that will help Tobias more than just me. So a video on self-isolation and making friends. I think that's a good idea. I'm just trying to think through it. See, I wouldn't say it's self-isolation. I mean, it is, but I would say more it's tapping into an actual need you have, a self-care that you should be doing, which is your ability to recharge, to regulate, to gain more compassion, and peace, and happiness by being alone, right? By like Superman going to the fortress of solitude to get energy back. So I would say alone time to spend on passions and interests, special interests. People will label it as self-isolating or isolating yourself, but you're not isolating yourself. You're doing what you need to do to regulate yourself as an autistic person. C. Blaney, thank you. That would be my first thought. Don't judge yourself or think there's something wrong with what you're doing, because you're not self-isolating. You're self-caring for yourself based on a diagnosis, which is alone time is super important. People go, me time is important for everyone. Of course it is. But, you can't compare it though, right? You can't compare it because we're talking about the reason why someone with a medically diagnosed condition actually requires it. Does that make sense? They require it because the world dysregulates them. And the way to regulate themselves so they can continue to try and enjoy or thrive in life, which is impossible just about, is the need for alone time. And that could be spending time on passions, that could be relaxing, whatever it is. So this isolating is like a label. But then you think, well, hang on. But then, if you're isolating or you're alone time, how do you make friends? And I think the problem there is, well, how can you make friends if you want to be by yourself? And that's where I think you have to look at it differently as an autistic person. For example, here's an example. We have a group of people talking in a chat room right now. Almost all of them are happy to talk to each other, feel heard and welcomed. And as a result of that, this is how you meet people from an autistic point of view. I hope that makes sense. Danny, I have been told about Discord and stuff. Why I haven't considered it is, in my opinion, the sheer additional workload and time required. Like, to create content is a lot of my time, but to manage the content that's on all the different platforms is a huge job. A huge job. Paul, bloody great answer. Hey, Tobias, I've joined a local walking group. We meet most weeks. I can either walk alone or alongside people to regulate my social needs. No one worries if I'm enjoying my solitude. Bloody fantastic. By the way, get out there. I love getting out in nature. The first thing you'll say is, I'm going to come up with excuses not to. But when you're out there, you like it. Trust me. I genuinely think that's a bloody great answer. And things you can do around people, but where it's not an issue if you aren't around people, or it's not a thing where you have to interact or team sport or whatever you want to say. Bloody great answer. So Tobias, you've said thank you. That helps, but I hope it actually does, my friend. I hope it actually does. And again, self-isolating, no. Self-care, change, no. Self-isolating, no. Self-care, yes. Self-isolating is like a bullshit made-up thing neurotypicals want to say. You always self-isolate. No, I always take opportunities to provide self-care to myself when you bastards try to kill me. Nature is healing, Jen. Nature is healing. I agree. Being out in the fresh air, in the open, like hearing the ocean, walking on the ocean, and that's not something a lot of people can do. I can do that. I can walk to the beach, walk on the sand, hear the ocean, walk on the sand with shoes. Hear the ocean from a distance, walk through bush tracks, these kind of things. Just being outside in the sun sometimes with the boys. I mean, that's, yeah. Danny, you would happily moderate it if I'd like. Danny, here's the thing. I think you got me wrong. I don't want to do anything. You'd happily moderate it. I think you've misinterpreted what I'm saying. Someone needs to say, I'd be happy to do everything. And you just get the credit, Orion. I'm an autistic person. I've got 2 boys. I have no capacity left to run my own life. I certainly don't have any more capacity to give on additional tasks and tools and products and stuff. So I hope that makes sense. Jackson, you go fishing when you need space. Bloody awesome. Hear the birds, the water. Bloody great. Conan, our 11-year-old autistic son, has just gotten into fishing. Absolutely loves it. Goes down to the jetty and, does some fishing, and he sees things. Where we are, he'll see stingrays, all sorts of creatures, all sorts of fish, and he loves it. So, yeah. Kisa, you can't keep up with the chat. You can't keep up with the chat? Are you talking on my behalf? I don't really know how to make friends, but I send in my experiences around things I'm really interested in. Well, you come to the right place. Personally, sorry, I was going to say something and I just dropped out. It wasn't for Kisa though. I think it was something else. No, it was about that. I have found that I have made friends or found people in this community through shared interests and passions, like autism, neurodivergence, YouTube, right? So, I mean, I think that is actually the same for everyone, to be honest with you. Neurodivergent, even with other people moderating, it's work and pressure. Well, maybe with your moderator, because he's not that good as he's here. Is he still here? I don't know. No, I agree. I mean, I think, and Danny, I don't think you've misread any situations here or anything. You'd be happy to make a server, put it on, put it out there for people to see that here it is, and they can join and they can, make friends. Some autism in general terms. Yeah, I think a lot of people might like that. But I think that the issue there is, well, there's probably thousands of those already where people often ask, when am I going to do one? When will there be my one, right? And then I always say, well, the reason why I haven't got one specifically about, is because, like Jen said, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility. By the way, Jen, if Zach is the GOAT, as in, Zach, your moderator on your Jen from Neurodivergent has a Discord, whatever you call it, channel page. What do you call it? I don't know. If Zach is the GOAT, he's one of those fainting ones where at the first sign of anything happening, his legs go up in the air. Like, he's a fainting goat. Oh man, I love fainting goats. They're the best. Yeah. Oh no, Zach's the goat, mate. Yeah. Oh yeah, which one? The fainting goat. There's nothing funnier. So there's one thing funny, and that's scaring people. I scare the crap out of people. As you know, I like to wait and scare people. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. It's really bloody funny. Gwenthal, thank you. Doing okay. Yeah, see, Blaney, it's an interesting point you make. Is there an expectation that if you have a Discord, that you would live on it or be active? Because if that's an expectation, then I'm never going to do it. If I could use like my profile or something to provide us, a space for you guys or people to constantly interact and connect, like on live streams, that would be amazing. But like there's so much work involved in keeping it safe for you guys and being there, and I think that's probably one of the main issues. All right, great question. J. Cole, I think. Hey, Orion, I always forget to ask you when I catch you live. My son is 7, non-verbal autistic, but he started to talk. Perfect. And knows his letters. Here's the thing. When I say perfect, I mean, people always think it's one or the other. And it's just not the case. I mean, I had a guest on a few weeks ago. Do you remember my interview with Cooper, who's a filmmaker in Colorado? He's a Coloradian. And he mentioned in the interview that he didn't even speak until well into his life. But now he's a filmmaker and an animator. Well, that's because he wasn't, an empty shell. He just communicated differently. And then it just clicks. Regardless of what it is, if you are neurodivergent, it's different things are going to happen at different times. It's going to take time, whether it's riding a bike, reading, writing, talking, studying, relationships, any jobs, anything. It's going to take a different time frame. You know what's I almost swore. You know what's bloody stupid? I mean, really swore. At school at the moment, right, at Conan, they actually have like a reading test, and part of the rubrics, the assessment thing, is how many words they can read per minute. Now, let me ask you this: don't be a smart ass. I know there's exceptions, but how many jobs for autistic people that like do in their lifetime will be based on how many words they can read a minute? Additional to that, explain to me if autistic people have the same processing speed as neurotypical people, or if we process things differently, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. And ask me, and let me ask you this then. And if that's the case, if the test is, here's a list of words, read as many as you can in a minute, and if you only read a few, that's because you're stupid and you don't know how to read. Tell me that's a legitimate answer or that's a legitimate assessment. What if the child knew every one of the goddamn words, but it takes much longer to process each word to the point where it comes out of their mouth? But no, it's got to be based on how many words they can read per minute. That is an actual assessment this year. And the first thing I thought was, the kid's autistic. You can't test autistic kids on speed, you morons. Anyway, so back to the question. Speaking, words, reading. These things are gifts for autistic kids. I say, let them use them however they wish in whatever, whatever topic or niche or thoughts they want to. And whatever that is, go all in on that. So, for example, the question from the parent is, you find directions are better the slower you speak. Of course. So, your 7-year-old, whatever their passion is, you want to buy books, coloring books, easy to read books. I don't care about age. My first reader book on that thing, if you can, or you want to find ways to continue for them to express themselves on something they're passionate about. Forget about all the regular rules. They mean nothing. By the way, the rules of school are bloody stupid because they work in a vacuum. But when the whole point of school is to prepare you for life, and life doesn't happen in a vacuum. So it's just broken. But anyway, encourage them to express themselves in a way that works for them. I hope that makes sense. That's always been my key. Whatever your little person's passion is, or they're passionate about, this is how they will open up. They will express themselves. They might write or read, or it doesn't matter. Even if they're coloring in a picture, they're going to want to talk about it. Well, they don't talk; they're non-verbal. No. They will. They probably will. And I understand there's different levels. Of a diagnostic criteria of autism. And once that's just for assessment only, it's not like something, people can't say the level 1, 2, or 3. That's just a diagnostic assessment criteria to be classed as autistic or not. And then it helps with so we all have different care needs and different support needs. Some autistic, people have profound care and support needs, but they're all fluid. They're all different. Some may never speak a word in their life. Okay. Others may never speak a word in the first 10 years or 20 years of their life. Some may not read until they're 30. Again, this is about time. How many words in a minute? There's no time. It's a neurodivergent brain. It will happen when it happens. That's kind of what I really try to make people understand. I hope that makes sense. It's just, I'm so agitated by, this time constraint thing from the neurotypical world. Danny, you're absolutely right, by the way. I mean, we talk about non-verbal, non-speaking, speaking, talking, however you want to say it. That's not the only form of communication, which is what I was saying before. So, but they do. People, autistic people often reach a point where it just feels natural to them to vocalize, to speak, to use words, right? It just happens on their own time. But it doesn't mean that that's the only way of expressing yourself, which I said before and is absolutely right. But it's troublesome, I think, like your question about, your 7-year-old. It's troublesome even for me with navigating schooling as your autistic child ages through the years. I think they care less and less. So in that kind of middle school period, I'm basically talking like the kind of grade 5 to, I don't know, grade 8, grade 9. It's potentially the hardest because they're not young, they're not old, but they shouldn't need as much help anymore. And so they kind of just start to wash their hands, and it's stressing me out big time. And I can tell you, one of the first, unmasked videos or whatever I did that was, resonated deeply. I think I was just sitting out on the lounge room or on the hallway or on the ground, and I just went off about an experience at school with my son. I can absolutely feel one of those brewing again this year or very shortly, based on new experiences with my son and his school experiences. And I wish that wasn't the case. But there's only so many opportunities you can give people before you realize they just don't care. Yes, Danny. I mean, what you're sharing is right. Everyone has their own challenges and struggles and strengths, and that's just factual. Completely agree. Um, with autistic people, as people are agreeing with, it always is about finding out their core kind of passions or interests and using that as a vehicle to teach on any level. Mm. Getting close to the end, I reckon. An hour and 25 is a lot. Um, an hour and 25 is a lot. I mean, I could keep going, but there's a lot of. I've got a few breast pump tutorials I've got to check out. So um, that's a joke, by the way. I think you know what, Cyberfish? It's probably as appropriate for me to make my own breastfeeding and breast pump tutorials as it is the people that are doing them. We have about the same. In fact, I probably have a better connection to experience with regards to rearing children. Um, maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I can do it as a piss take and literally the same disclaimer. Maybe I can. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I think I will. I think I'll do a thing. I'll have a button top and undo my buttons, and I'll expose my hairy pecs, and I'll I don't know, massage them, and I'll have a disclaimer at the start, and it'll only go for a minute and a half, and it'll probably make me more money than I've ever made in my life from 5 years of making over 1,000 videos to help autistic people. Um, Cryptic autistic, you're saying please don't. I think that means please do. Um, no, I think I'm going to do it. I think that's the key, my friends. Sometimes the best way to to fight fight darkness is use light. I think maybe I could use light. I can use light. I can use my hairy pecs as light and get a disclaimer. And I'll have a disclaimer. Maybe my disclaimer and it'll be exactly the same. This tutorial is for educational purposes only and is not meant for sexual gratification. And then in brackets, although I get it, I'm kind of hot. I could put that in brackets. Although I get it, I'm kind of hot. And I know you know what I know. Full stop. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I could do that right now. I could record that right now. It won't take long. It won't take long. I mean, because it's a minute and a half. Don't need to edit it. You won't watch it, Kayla? That's okay. You're not my target audience. You guys are an actual community that actually care. And I'm for you, I'm here to do, YouTube autism stuff. But the target audience, so let's see. Who's the target audience for a breastfeeding tutorial from a middle-aged man with hairy pecs? I'm trying to work out who there isn't a target audience. I'm making this video, Rosalie. I'm doing it. You can say it. You can say, please make it. I'm going to make it. I do not need. Don't bring up the OnlyFans thing again, Cyberfish. It's not going to happen. But the target audience is men. The target audience is men for me? I'm not sure. Okay, cool, man. Whatever floats your boat. I'm just bringing the cash. Ching! Woo! Anyway, I think it makes more sense, though, to just do exactly what they do rather than start something different, just to kind of filter into the algorithm. Hey, guys, you're full of shit, right? So I'm going to do it, man. I'll look for some breast pumps around that we've got from Hugo. He's 5, so haven't used them for a while. By the way, I did most of the bottle feeding. And we call it expressing. You know, if Renee expressed some milk, she'd freeze it because she went to work. I get it out of the freezer and put it in the breast milk warming thing. You know, the warming thing, not like a microwave, like a little warming thing with water, and then put it in the bottle, and then feed the little dude the breast milk through a bottle. Like this, I've got more experience than these chicks. And you tell me that I'm not. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop. But maybe I will go to the freezer. I'll start with, okay, let's go to the freezer and get some breast milk that's been expressed. You know, what do you say? What do those shows say? Here's some breast milk I expressed earlier. I prepared earlier. You have to put the frozen breast milk. This is liquid gold, by the way. Put it in there. It is a topless bottle feeding tutorial. That's what it is. So, you know, they're breast pumps and I'm bottle feeding. That's what it is. And that's right, Cyberfish. Express yourself, Orion. See, in Australia, when you like do the pump for the breast milk because you've got too much, you're making too much, or you want to store it, we call it expressing. I mean, it's better than milking a cow, right? So you're expressing, and you would never say that to to your wife, and certainly not someone that's just given birth. And I would never say that. I don't know why you're looking at me like this. I would never say, "Oh, sorry, you're milking the cow." What's your wife doing? Just milking the cow. What did you say? She's expressing. I said she's expressing. I said she's expressing breast milk. What's wrong with you? That's right, Danny. Today I'm going to teach you. Hey, I'm Orion Kelly, that autistic guy. Today I'm going to teach you how to use a breast pump to express liquid gold, freeze it, and then bottle feed it and by the way, they have like fake dolls in there. I'm going to go and get a gremlin. I'm going to go get my son's gremlin. Yep, my soft, squishy Build-A-Bear gremlin from the movie Gremlins. I'm going to bottle feed a gremlin. And the bottle, by the way, probably won't be a baby bottle because they're all been thrown out. I don't know what the bottle's going to be. I don't know what it'll be. I'll work it out. Maybe a banana. I don't know. I can't. I'll think about it. But it's going to be a goddamn gremlin. It's a gremlin. And I might even put it in an AFL football Guernsey, a top. I might even have a gremlin in a footy top. Okay? Stand by. It won't go for longer than 2 minutes. Okay? And the tutorial will be so useful that I'll just make weird noises. Why don't you get one of those kid toys with a baby with the bottle? That's a bloody great idea. We might even have one of those. Because if like Hugo says, oh, I want to get a doll or a Barbie or a baby, I'll just buy it for him. Like there's no, oh, you can't have that, or I'm not sure about that. You sure want to get that? And I'll just, okay, cool, man. Let's go get it. Let's rock. All right. Woo. All right. Hey, thanks everyone for being here. Jen from Neurodivergent has told me to stop and to get off. So I will. But thank you for being here. I look forward. She hushed me. That's right. I look forward to you watching my world debut of bottle feeding tutorial tips and tricks, not intended for sexual gratification, but only includes whispering, weird noises, and a topless hairy man feeding a gremlin. Oh, shit. As long as I make myself laugh, I just don't care. All right. I would, Windorf, ask people to leave. I'm out. Happy birthday to you guys, because you guys are the community. So happy birthday to you and to me. 5 years of an amazing community. Can you believe this? Let's go for 200K subscribers. And and let's take over the world, my friends. I've been going for an hour and 34 minutes. I think that's good. I mean, it's not like, those British guys that do like 4 hours. I tried my best. Okay. What can I tell you? All right. Dojo, glad you found me too. Glad you're here. I'm just going to stop for a second and just say thank you. You guys are amazing, and let you guys say your goodbyes to people, so it doesn't shut it down for you. So just take a few minutes. That's it for me. Ending the live stream in a short amount of time, but just letting you guys say your final goodbyes and all that kind of stuff. I won't respond to them. I'll just let you read them and say them. Thank you, guys. Really great comments. I appreciate it. Everyone done? You finished your comments? Put your manners back in, C. Blaney. Good night. For me, good morning. Peace. And remember, if you need to breastfeed, YouTube's where you go. Cheers to 5 years of hard work, neurodivergent. Thank you. You should try it sometime. What a way to end.